Oh, whoa, boys and girls. It's your boy, Carl. I'm literally streaming to you live on the 11th of January at 12:26. And we gonna talk about some shit. Particularly this time, we're talking about how things personally affect you. The current year zeitgeist of video games and how that shit is not going well for the modern day consumer. I'm currently in the middle of recording and editing for the Baldur's Gate 3 review, and Baldur's Gate 3 actually ends up playing into the topic, which was all fresh in my mind. One of the things I need to really get off my chest when it comes to the topic is, most recently, ever since most of you started learning the name Sweet Baby, and you started realizing that they are the ones to blame for all of the localizations and then all of the current yearisms in video games. You've been hearing many individuals, especially a la the argumentation of pulling an act man with Starfield, claiming, it's just current years, bro. It's just normal people using normal language, bro. It's just normal behavior, bro. Why do you care how it affects you personally? And realistically, as of, well, you know, Capcom choosing to put DRM on all their old games because some fucking horned up fucking shit dog gunner couldn't take off the nude ass clapper skin in the middle of a tournament, to Nexus mods demonstrating on multiple occasions, not just one, but multiple occasions, that how it personally affects you is that all of your video games are going to be single player games as a service. Just like that of Larian, just like that of the majority of what's coming out from the WB, and especially in the case of Rocksteady and the unironic joke that is Kill the Justice League Suicide Squad, it is looking like how it personally affects you is you ain't gonna have no games to play. I mean, shit. There's only one game on the PS5, and I don't know why. They now have 4 different colors to buy. Keep that in mind, that shit is boring as fuck, and it's just a walking sim. But dead ass. Why people keep saying this is because they don't have any more arguments anymore. Call yourself a culture warrior or not, everyone's initiated into this fucking fight, and nobody wants to be involved with it anymore. They just want good shit. They just want good games. They just want good anime. They just want good entertainment. They just want good escapism. They just want good content, period. But they can't find it because it's not being given to them. Anything that is coming out of the den of sin that is Santa Monica, California, is demonstrating to the peer world that they believe they know best. And in their mind, what they know best is trying to dox the information of the Ultra Ego Vegeta profile picture that mocked them on the internet, while Ian Miles Chungus continues to steal more content that doesn't belong to him. At the end of the day, there is no reason for it to be like this, but it do be like this. And the only reason it do be like this is because, for the longest time, people didn't even realize, especially in concerns and trending into the topic that was discussed before, with localization, especially with things are now heating up in the anime fandom, because now the normies are on their asses. Thanks, Asmon. They're beginning to realize they never really got the content that they were promised, that they were being fucked over to begin with in the first place. Anyways, what you have to understand is that you have to start being more vocal, and you need to start being more vocal not because your favorite content creator, me, or somebody else told you to. You need to start being aware of the fact that if you don't use your voice is going to continue to be stolen and spoken out for you on behalf of things that you don't want and probably have no interest in paying for. And then they will tell you, well, why do you care? How does it personally affect you? As it continues to personally affect your enjoyment of your modern content. And for some of you, probably, you unironically and actually don't give a shit. It doesn't affect you personally because you've never cared. But unfortunately, you're not the people I'm talking about, nor are you the people that I'm talking to. It's just unacceptable at the end of the day. It's an unacceptable reality that a person can destroy what you love while remaining anonymous, and effectively only when they choose to brag about it on social media, and if you document it, and if you actually hold it, and then you contact the people who matter the most, which in this case is the Japanese fandom, and then the Japanese fandom tells the Japanese companies, or they listen to the American fans and the Japanese fans that then see this Westernite bullshit, Only then and only then will we start seeing the changes that we're seeing now with AI translations coming through for the majority of the anime industry, and hopefully for the video game industry, because the NIS America shit is just as bad. And if you think they're the only company doing it, you are sorely mistaken. It's unironically a fucking Fire Emblem situation. Because when it comes to these topics and these kinds of people who are doing it, these localizers, we've been calling them, they brag because they know the majority of people that are talking about it usually are the kind that are inactive and will not make content on it. One of the things that I've mentioned recently is the intention I have that every single time I see some shit, I'm saying some shit, and I'm on that ass. I will make content about it. I will go on. I will find the word. I will put it to task, and I will make shit. And the reason I had to do that is that at the end of the day, that is the best way and the only way in order to keep this shit from happening. If you start making it less valuable for them to brag about it and more valuable for you to cover it, they're going to stop doing it, because they're not going to like that all of the attention that's being brought to the subject doesn't allow them to be smug about it anymore. It's been like this with art. More than likely, the film industry is not going to catch up to this standard, so you're still going to have to deal with bait-and-switch television shows. But when it comes to the video game industry, they're hitting a crux point where the modern-day consumer is not going to handle that. They're not going to do it. They're not going to pay for it. They're not going to consume it. And it's because their favorite streamers told them to. Their favorite broadcasters told them to. Their favorite podcasters told them to. The revolution is already coming in the comic book industry, thanks to somebody like that of Eric July. But when it comes to everything else, it's gonna be on consumers' backs. So the majority thing, the number one thing you guys gotta remember to do, as I've always said, please archive. Please archive. Please archive. Before you say anything, before you make a single nasty post, please archive. And if you want people to cover it, make sure you send it to their DMs. Make sure you spotlight it to them. Make sure you make sure they know. Make sure to make sure. Because if you don't tell us, we're not going to know. And if you expect us to heap up on every situation, when most of us already know, or most of us know enough of the information, but we don't know the really, really juicy bits, you gotta make sure to present this shit to us properly. Every so often, there are a couple of times where people in the audience will come to me on the streams, hopefully like they might today, and they will present information, they will show me shit, to be able to break things down for them. But at the end of the day, you as people need to put that out there, because you don't realize the power of a single tweet. Some of you don't. And I'm hoping y'all begin to. Because it's that simple. If you want them to stop, all you gotta do, archive that shit, send it to a big content creator. I'm telling you, it will work. It will solve the problem. It will disappear like that. Granted, they'll still be talking shit. They'll probably try to block you. But at the very least, you have an archive and you have a picture of the very thing that they say doesn't happen, happening. And when they approach from it isn't happening to it is happening, but it's good, make sure to tell them famous last words. Then stay up on that ass. Archive that one too. Stay up on the ass again on this situation. Archive the next situation too. Keep a track record from beginning to end. And when it starts affecting their shit, look them in the face and hit them with the words they've been telling you for years on end. Just the other day, with anything happening with voice AI, because SAG-AFTRA either 1, chose to take a deal for AI, or 2, did a deal behind the backs of VA actors, those same individuals, the same Bo Blue, no matter who, mocking you to your face, learn to code, chuds. Hit him with that learn to code. Hit him with that learn to coal mine. And suddenly, they didn't like it. They didn't like what normie people had to deal with. They didn't like what the common Joe had to deal with. The working class citizens that had to take that shit to the face, all of a sudden, those Ivor Guard Tower journalists didn't like it. Those voice actors that are hyper-political didn't like it. People trying to argue there were no politics in voice actors. Got him with the clip that came from the video the other day. It's that easy. It is that easy. I promise you it's that easy. That's all I wanted to make the mention to say. Again, I'm live right now So, you come through, make sure to say hello to me, because I'm not going to be here around about maybe 3 p.m.-ish. The wifey's coming to get me. We'll make some cake. But, yeah. All I got for right now. Videos are coming. Shit is coming. We still grinding. I'm almost done with these challenges. Life is good. Oh, and D&D is going to be coming back next week. That too. Aiden and the bunch over on the other channel for the Broken Crown for Rolling in the Isles. If you're not already a CARLIST, you need to become one. If you're not already following, you should be. And if you're not already whiling with me, you should be watching. Bye, everybody. I will see you in the funny papers. Oh, woo, 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 woo.